All right. So we are live. So now this is my third ever live stream that I'm doing, and definitely have been learning some lessons over these past few days. One of them is that I now know that I need to do better at double checking the times that I schedule because, anyways, I had a whole mix up on the times that I had scheduled, but all is well. I am now live and ready to get into this. So today's topic is one that I am really excited to get into. As I've been trying to think of things to discuss during these live streams, I've been thinking about things I would want to share to my younger self. And so yesterday's topic was self-love practices that I have learned through the years. And so today's topic is actually going to be some different techniques that I've learned to help let go of anger. Even though for the most part, I tend to be a pretty chill person, but in the past, anger has definitely been something that I have had to learn to really, I guess, manage and deal with. And yeah, it's so funny as I think back to my past, I can remember just my younger years, I would just get so just frustrated and just angry about things. And now I've come to learn that, anger stems from fear and powerlessness. And so it happens for a reason. It is expression, but it's about learning what to do with that and how to better handle emotions when they arise. Because obviously emotions are a part of being human. It's what, makes this life enjoyable. Obviously, it wouldn't be so fun if we were just, robots going about, emotionless robots, which, who knows, that may be what's coming next. But yeah, so as I was thinking about my past, yeah, I remember in my early 20s one time, having a confrontation with a friend, we're in a parking lot, and then me just getting so mad. And then I remember I threw my cell phone across the parking lot. And now I think back to that, it didn't help anything. I didn't help anyone. I just hurt myself. I ended up having to live with a busted up phone. This was a very long time ago, so this was before smartphones, but it was this slider phone, but it was all broken in two pieces. It still worked, but I had to use this broken device. But nevertheless, I have definitely been learning through the years how to best handle emotions when they arise. So these are definitely things, my go-to things that I'm going to be sharing. And, things that I definitely have used here in recent years since I've been having my own business as an entrepreneur. One thing I definitely want to give advice. If you're an entrepreneur and if there's something in your business that upsets you or anything like that, try to delegate that mess out as quickly as possible. I definitely wish I could go back and help my, I guess it's a few years back, 5 years ago when I was really getting my business, give myself that advice, all right, you need to hire someone and have them do this. So then I wouldn't have to deal with that stress. One of the key ones definitely being customer service. And I don't even just mean customer service to customers, but then also because, I'm in e-commerce, so dealing with suppliers and shipping companies, and oh my goodness, so many things. And so now I actually have someone, an awesome, amazing woman on my team who handles all the customer service. So I don't have that stress anymore in my life. I swear I'm a million times happier now that I no longer have to deal with that in my business. But yeah, so there's that. But yeah, so I guess I'll go ahead and get into the tips I wanted to share. So the very first one is my go-to. If something happens that triggers me and I'm just upset, I'm feeling my blood boiling, I feel like I'm getting ready to just tell someone off, and I'm in just the height of the emotion, one of the first things I definitely go to is EFT tapping. So what EFT is, if you have never heard of it, it is emotional freedom technique. And basically what it is, there's tons of videos like on YouTube and everything. But what you do is you tap through different points around the face and on the body. And then what they tie to is like different like acupuncture points. And you go through and basically you say these different phrases and things. And as you do that, what it does is it helps to release the emotions and do all different types of things. And it works for different things. So like I said, it's one that I go to when I'm feeling, very intense emotions, but, people also use EFT for like pain management and like a whole slew of things. But EFT, my usual go-to for it is when I'm feeling intense emotions, definitely. And I have found a lot of relief from using it. When I, start going through the points and tap through a few sessions, I can feel, my level of intensity go down. So that's like my number one go-to. And then the next one that kind of goes with it is a nice simple one is breathe. Obviously everyone knows that, but when we're angry and frustrated and things, our breathing actually can get really shallow. And our breath is tied to all of our emotions. Like you breathe a certain way when you're happy, and you breathe a certain way, when you're excited, just all these different things. But yeah, when we're angry, we tend to have very shallow breath that's just like here in the chest. And so one of the things you can do to help calm down is to breathe. So one of the first like breathing techniques that I had learned was called like 7-11 breathing. So it's like you breathe in for 7, a count of 7, and then breathe out for a count of 11. And then while you do that, you say like relax. So that's, one method there. And something that I more so use now is there's this really awesome organization called Heart Math, and they did all these studies about like the heart, and I'm never the best at explaining what they do, but essentially what they found is like the heart rate has what's called like a heart rate variability. So it's different than your actual heart rate, right? So your heart rate is, how many beats per minute or whatnot. But yeah, the heart rate variability is like between each of those beats, there's a certain amount of spacing. Like because it varies on like each beat varies. There's like a variation gap. So heart rate variability. So what they have found is that when you do a certain breathing pattern, that helps get your heart rate variability into a place what's called like heart coherence. And so there's been just a lot of studies done with that. And so what I do with that is I actually have this little device that clips onto my ear. And they have like an app, and then I follow like a breath pacer. So it's like you breathe in and breathe out, and you just follow the little ball on the app. And then I'm able to actually see my heart rate variability and like a little graph. So when you're upset or agitated, your heart rate, it's be like really jagged and things like that. But then when you actually get into the calm state, you're able to see the graph go to like these soft, smooth curves because the variability is a lot more even. And then also within the app, like when you hit that zone of coherence, it actually goes into the green. So I like having that app and that device. But obviously, if you don't have that, then it definitely helps to just do counted breathing. And it's just powerful. I'm just like a data geek though, so I like having little devices. That's why I wear a Fitbit, because I want to know like all my data throughout the day. And yeah, but so that is something. Heart Math, if you want to look into them, they're they have a lot of really cool studies and information. And so that's, so EFT, breathing. By the time I do those, I'm definitely feeling somewhat better, at least at a level. And then the next step I like to go into is to write it out. There's a lot of power that could come from actually taking your thoughts and then writing them down. Just because when, there's a lot of thoughts going on in the mind, it could get really chaotic. So when you actually take the time, whether that be like journaling and to just write things out, there's just so much clarity and also release that can come from just like writing everything out. And then from there, you can actually really see the situation. And then along with writing it out, something I have found helpful is using a process from Byron Katie. If you're not familiar with her, she has an awesome book called Loving What Is. But her process is called the work. And so you basically have this worksheet and you write out these like statements. And then when you write out the statement, you go through these series of 4 questions. And as you go through that, that really helps you with working through the problem, that is at hand. So, if you're upset with someone, you write down a statement, I'm upset with, so-and-so because they did, X, Y, Z. And then as you write that down, you're able to go through these questions and to really work through it and see the situation, for what it is. So definitely writing down it is a big one that helps with working through anger and emotions. And then the next one is to seek to understand. This is a big one. I have definitely learned in being in business for myself and having employees and people on my team, because I realized like some things that would trigger me, like someone would do something, that I felt was just dumb. It was like, why, like they would do something. And then it'll be, let's say something that had a negative response. So let's say I had an employee, they did a certain action that resulted in, a customer being dissatisfied and leaving a negative response or whatever. But if I'm getting upset, it's because I believe that they should have done something differently than what they did. So seeking to understand is me actually going to, the employee and asking, why did you take, such and such of action? And then in that, clarity can come. So instead of me just being upset, thinking that it was negligent or, whatever, it could be like, oh, they did it that way because they felt, whatever they thought it should be done that way. Or, there's just so much that can come from when you actually take the time to seek, why did that person take that certain action? What was their purpose behind it? So that is a big one I've definitely learned in life is when I'm, upset with someone, it's just really taking the time to pause and to really ponder things from their perspective and to truly seek, to understand. And so that is a big one, definitely, that has helped me. And then the last one, it's a bit more simple, but I just put, just sip some tea, just take a break. And the tea, I mean, I have, I am one, I love my herbal tea. So I have so many. So I love like yogi tea has a lot of them, but there's this one that's like called like kava, like stress relief tea. So I like those, like things I could just help, just calm the nerves and just chill, so that is definitely one. I also like, I have like different tinctures that I get of just like different herbal blends. So then sometimes I'll take those tinctures, where you just put a few drops under your tongue and, get a little bit of chill that way. And yeah, so those are the main ones, definitely. So I guess to recap, anytime I'm dealing with anger and, intense emotions, my go-to things is, like I said, 1, EFT tapping to really help just physically to get the body to calm down. 2, to just breathe, to do the different breathing exercises. I guess one point I actually didn't add here with breathing too, something to look into is Wim Hof. He has like a whole breathing thing. So Wim Hof breathing can be very beneficial as well. Then number 3 is to, like I said, just write it out, whether that be journaling or doing the Byron Katie work. And then 4, to seek to understand. And 5, to just, sip some tea and chill out. So, yeah, I mean, that was the main points. Let me see who I have here. Hey, Sonia. Hey, Linda. Hey, Cheryl. Hey, Virginia. So cool to see everyone here. Thank you so much for joining me. Really excited to be doing these lives. Oh, thank you, Linda, for the compliment on the shirt. This is my NASA, one of my geek shirts. I have quite a few geek shirts. Yeah, so Thank you, thank you, thank you, everyone, for the love and the hearts I see coming through. I appreciate it. Yeah, so I think I will go ahead and wrap things up. But yeah, like I said, just send me messages if you have anything that you would like me to cover. And I look forward to doing more of these lives. I'm definitely starting to get in a little bit of a flow. This is still a learning curve for me. And, like I said, just the challenge of putting myself in front of a camera and speaking to an audience, even though that may be virtual. But yeah, I've definitely have been enjoying this. And so, yeah, so thank you again, everyone, for joining. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.